To the West Coast after the sunset, head to the ballpark. This is where the Angels play baseball, and the Orioles will play them tonight. An important three-game set. Both teams are battling for a wild card spot, and they are neck and neck in that race. So tonight, big stars, big names, and Dylan Bundy takes to the mound. Game one right now. It's the Orioles on Masson, and we welcome you to the West Coast as the Orioles and the Angels will open up the first of three. The Orioles on a Big Ten game West Coast trip. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne, and welcome. Dylan Bundy will be on the mound to make the start tonight. He is a conundrum for the Orioles. The Orioles are worried about the number of innings that he has pitched compared to last year, but they want to make the postseason, so he's got to pitch. But if they make the postseason, they want him to be able to pitch. So that's what they're trying to figure out. Take a look at the ERA numbers and what's happened to them as the season has gone along this season. They're not going in the direction that either Dylan Bundy or the Orioles would like, but he is coming off an outstanding start, just short of a complete game. So will the August numbers trend the other way? What do you think, Jim Palmer?
Well, what they did was they gave him, almost 8 days between starts. He was fresher through 94 pitches, a lot of strikes. He will tell you he's fine, but they want to make sure that he's fine. I think Kevin Gausman has 1/3 of a more inning, but he does lead the team with 10 wins. And again, I think the one thing on 10-game road trip, Gary, on the road, they're 20-33. He's the only Oriole pitcher that is at 500, 4-4, even though the ERA at 480 is still lower than just about anybody else's.
So he'll make the start tonight. We pause a moment in our open to recognize one of our great friends and one of baseball's most outstanding people, and that is Don Baylor, who passed away. His connections to both the Orioles and the Angels organization go deep. He started his playing career with the Orioles. He would finish up his major league career as a hitting coach here with the Angels. His passing away has generated millions of comments from people who knew him and those who just admired him. Don Baylor. The words were spoken today by Buck Showalter and Mike Socha.
He impacted a lot of people's lives, boy. It's a life well lived. People talk about him reverently as a hitting coach and as a manager. I mean, this guy was, I remember in '95 he was manager of the year in the National League, right? Competitive guy. Wooden ships and iron men.
I think everyone saw Donnie Baylor as the baseball man and the great player, great manager, great coach, great mentor. That pales in comparison to the person he was. Everything from his faith to love of his family, love of this game, his integrity. Donnie was a special human being, and we're blessed for having crossed paths, any of us that were around Donnie, and he'll continue to inspire us, not only what he did on the baseball field, off the field, and the battle that he just lost with cancer, where he battled it for 14 years, and not many people knew about it.
Well, he battled the leukemia, the way he played. And Gary, the great thing about this game, and if you're lucky to have had him as a teammate, as a friend, as a competitor, I mean, he played the game with respect. When the Orioles traded him, Earl Weaver was the manager at the time, traded him along with Mike Torres, who had won 20 games to Oakland. Earl said he's going to be an MVP, and he was right here for, what a year he had in 1979. But again, talking to Bobby Grits on the field, and Bobby was a teammate of mine and Don, and he said that the interesting thing was he would knock you on your rear end if you were a shortstop or a second baseman, and then he would say hi to you at dinner. He played the game the right way. I know he learned a lot from Frank Robinson and was almost identical players. And again, he will be missed because he, as Buck Showalter said, he impacted so many lives as a manager, coach, and as a friend, and he will be missed.
One of the great human beings ever to be around this game, and we recognize today the loss of Don Baylor and extend our sympathies to his wife and family. Orioles baseball on Masson is brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. A beautiful night. Of course, we're in Southern California. BGE Home, Baltimore's home team for heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical. Why would you call anyone else? Blue skies, it's 79 degrees. Humidity is actually up a little bit. Sun's still out there. We'll see the sunset during the ball game tonight. Our Orioles lineup is brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That is transparency. Jones, Machado, Scope, Davis, Mancini, and Beckham, Smith, Castillo, and Rickert. Tim Beckham named the American League Player of the Week, and those are the numbers that made it so.
And that lineup will face J.C. Ramirez. Well, that four-seam fastball, curveball, slider. He added the curveball after getting a start April 14th. 111 straight ball appearances out of the bullpen, and then all of a sudden he gets the start. He leads his team and wins with 10. Low ERA. They do not score a lot of runs. He actually has the lowest run support of any starter in the American League. But again, power arm, not that athletic. You can run on him, except the Orioles don't do a lot of running. And again, hard slider and the curveball, kind of his off-speed pitch.
Got a good scouting report from former outstanding pitcher Mark Langston, who now works radio as an analyst here, and he really likes Ramirez. He said this is an old-fashioned attitude. He wants to go deep into ball games. He wants to throw strikes. He wants the defense to play behind him. He's not looking for strikeouts in particular. The changeup is the pitch he's working on. He may use it once or twice a game, but probably not. As Jim said, it's the curveball that ends up being his changeup.
Yeah, and out of the bullpen, he was throwing 93 to 99. His average fastball is, somewhere in the it's still pretty good, 95 miles per hour. So he can go up and go down. And again, the strikeouts actually have gone up a little bit since he started. But out of the bullpen, he was a ground ball pitcher.
Mike Scioscia, longest tenured manager, 18 years here with the Angels. Adam Jones will be leading it off. First time these teams have met this year, as the Orioles have a very unusual season in which this is the only trip to the West Coast. That very rarely happens. The Orioles will get all their games in against the West Coast teams in this 10-game trip. First pitch will be a fastball taken up high, and we are underway. The Orioles come in trying to get back to 500. They have not been at 500 since June 29. They are 55 and 56. And that'll be a ground ball on a half a swing that time. Grounded first base will take it to the bag, and Adams retired.
We're going to take a look at their defense. Third in the American League in the least amount of errors. So Cameron Maben comes back off the DL. Trout, he missed a long time with the ligament problem. He's back. Calhoun and right. Valbuena, Simmons, who's about as good as it gets at shortstop. Cowart, Cron, and then Maldonado. You don't want to run on him either. Terrific arm behind the plate.
A couple of guys off the bench playing in the ball game today, and Valbuena and Cowart at second base. They had such a long ball game, so many innings here over the weekend, that Mike Scioscia is resting Escobar, one of their starters who normally would be out there in the infield, not starting this one. Pitch will be taken inside. Manny Machado. Manny comes in with a 3-game hit streak. Has really been upping the average on a daily basis for the Orioles. And Manny's second half here since the All-Star break has just been outstanding. 257 now, 20 home runs though, and 61 RBIs. Long ball.
Oh yeah, take a look, and again, it really doesn't matter. I mean, he's going back where he's slicing the ball to right for singles, doubles, home runs. It's a little difficult, better stuff. This is not Anibal Sanchez, so you better get your stuff together with this kid.
Shattered the bat on that one. Cowart at second base on the easy play. 2 ground ball outs to start the game for the right-hander. So 2 quick outs, in fact. One of the unusual things about this trip is that the Orioles do not get a day off. Generally, coming to the West Coast, there might be a day off getting here. What Showalter's saying, this is going to be a tough stretch because not only wasn't there a day off getting here, there's not one while they're here. They will not get another day off until they head back to the East Coast.
Yeah, it's kind of, as you mentioned, 19 the next 22 games against Oakland, Seattle, and the Angels. Yeah. And you throw in the Red Sox 3 in between. So
in Boston.
Yep.
So 2 away, nobody on. Here's Jonathan. Scope will take the pitch. That is in there for a strike. continues among the leaders. He's tied for 8th in home runs. He is second now in RBIs. Nelson Cruz went ahead of him by a couple yesterday. 8th in runs, tied for 6th in hits, and he is second in extra base hits. All in the American League. That chopper right in front of the plate. Simmons has got it, and Ramirez having felt a very quick inning. Orioles are retired 1-2-3. Orioles will hope for those kind of innings from Dylan Bundy. At home, you hear the big crowd roar. Well, there's a pretty good roar here tonight, so a lot of Oriole fans are on in. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Angels tonight. Maben, as Jim said, back off the DL. Trout and Pujols, Calhoun, Simmons, Valbuena, Cron, Maldonado. He's going to call him McDonald. And at the bottom of the order, Coward.
And Dylan Bundy, you can see he's got them all. Added the slider in spring training, early on, threw a lot of them. Actually, his last game, he threw a lot of them. So again, change up, curveball. He only threw 6 curveball, 6 changeups primarily, and one of his best start in a long time against Kansas City. 3 hits in 8 innings. Really used the fastball, slider, and threw a lot of strikes.
Dylan Bundy goes to work. He pitched 109 innings last year. He is up to 129 so far this year. And here is Cameron Maben, right back into the lineup, coming off the DL today. They want Maben's bat and his speed in the lineup again. 238 with 6 home runs. Dylan Bundy works at a pretty good pace. Right back in on that one, fouled off. He was out 15 games. Maben was a MCL sprain, and time of the injury, he led the American League with 25 stolen bases. Even with those games missed, he's still second, as Jared Dyson's got 27. That pitch will be taken up and in. Count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Dylan Bundy has no record against the Angels. He has pitched against them. First start against them, second appearance. Ground ball to the middle. Hustle. No matter. It's through. Well, welcome back. A single after coming off the DL.
Take a look at the defense behind Dylan Bundy. Nothing you can do about that. Slider up the middle. Smith, Jones, and Rickard. That's the outfield. Machado, Beckham, Scope, and Davis. And then Wellington Castillo, red hot behind the plate, doing the catching. You can take a look anytime. Doesn't matter what angle, what the range is right there. There's the triple play. Again, you just don't see this type of defense very often.
Putting on the show at third repeatedly for the Orioles. Leadoff man on Maben. Now you got the great speed to worry about over there. Again, he's got 25 stolen bases, second in the league, and here's Mike Trout.
Yeah, they said I was talking to him down at the cage. He said it was going to be 5 weeks, so he came back a little bit early. I said, how do you feel? He said, well, I'm stubborn. Well, we'll see if the speed factor.
Happy birthday to Mike. He is 26 years old. The laundry list of what he has accomplished in Major League Baseball is just that, a laundry list. coming into this ball game tonight. He's got 999 hits, looking to get to that magic 1,000 mark. First player, as you saw, with that number of home runs and stolen bases before the age of 26. When you talk about showtime defensively, he obviously has made that a major part of his game as well. He will foul that one back. So we may get to see a bit of baseball history tonight if he can pick up a base hit on his birthday. He will become the 10th American League player ever with 1,000 hits at 26 or younger. He has come off the DL alive, hitting .355 in 19 games since coming off the DL. Maben on first, not going. Trout will foul that one back into the screen. And Dylan Bundy will get ahead of him. Most of these batters have had 1 or 2 at bats at most against Bundy in the relief appearance that he had against the ball club.
And you saw those numbers, 39 games on the DL because of the ligament repair.
Maben's got a pretty good lead over there. Bundy a long hold. Long hold. Trout will take the pitch. It'll miss inside for a ball. Trout's got 190 homers, has reached base, a hit or walk 1,528 times. The only players with more homers and more hits plus walks by their 26th birthday, Mel Ott, Jimmy Fox, and Mickey Mantle.
Yeah, I mean the numbers and the players that he's been able. I mean, they're some of the best guys ever, and he's right with them.
Yeah. He's especially there with Mickey Mantle. A lot of the numbers he's put up are very similar to Mantle's at this age. Strike on the inside corner. He'll go down the K route.
Yeah, take a look at our Mercedes pitch cast. So again, he's late, and just missed on a fastball. Sliders down the way, but it backs up. And again, it just stays. I think Mike Trout, again, first inning, probably a good time to pitch. I don't think you see the ball as well, and that's a ball that he can maybe the next time do something with, but he just takes it.
That'll bring up Albert Pujols. The Orioles will put the infield shift on against the veteran. Pujols, the DH. There are the numbers. Average not high. Home runs, RBIs are up there for Albert Pujols. 37th game, just the 37th that he's ever played against the Orioles, all those National League games. Bundy's delivery, a strike on the inside corner. Take a look at the shift. And StatCast, powered by AWS, brings it to you.
And it's not that he can't hit the ball to right field, because he can, but what he doesn't do it on the ground. So pretty much straight away. I mean, in fact, dead straight away. And again, any ground ball hit at the infielder, coming off foot surgery in December is going to be a double play.
Maben the lead at first base. Pujols puts it up in the air, and that'll be foul as he was late on the 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Pujols carries a .255 lifetime mark against the Orioles in those 36 previous games. He has had 5 career home runs, 5 of the 608 that he has hit. He's 1 shy of tying Sammy Sosa for 8th on the all-time home run list. Dylan Bundy will make the toss over to get him back to the bag. Maben has shown no signs of running here, but he's kept that lead about a half a step too long, probably.
Yeah, Mike Socha, of course, they do lead the American League with 98 steals, so they run collectively quite well. But maybe you give them one more shot, and if Calhoun's waiting on deck, comes up, maybe you run him because you wouldn't mind having Calhoun lead off the next inning.
Bundy will take a long time here between pitches, and Pujols, as a result, steps out of there. Outfield very deep, very little breeze here at the ballpark tonight. Pujols got one to short. That's one, and back to the bag is Maben. Right at Beckham. And all you got to do is bend down on that one. Hauls it in, 2 down.
Yeah, I'm not sure it was an easy play because that ball was smoked. A little slider that it hits it right at him, and I thought I saw a little bit of a snow cone. But again, a lot of topspin right there, and then thinking maybe, because maybe a very good base runner doesn't get doubled up.
So Beckham will move over the other way now as they put the shift on against the left-handed hitting Calhoun. Calhoun power numbers with 13 homers, 46 RBIs. He comes in with a 3-game hit streak. Over those games, 7 for his last 13 during those 3 games. Had a big day yesterday. Dylan Bundy's pitch to him will be fouled off. Season high, 3 hits yesterday for Calhoun. That's the 4th time this year that he has collected that many in a ball game. Dylan Bundy looking to work his way out of this after the leadoff single by Maven. This team's so close in the wild card race. Orioles are 2.5 behind Kansas City for the 2nd spot, and the Angels are 3 games behind. Pitch on the way by Bundy. Heat up and in. Home plate umpire tonight is the veteran Dana DeMuth. And DeMuth historically has been an umpire who will favor hitters. Those close calls. Pitcher's got to throw strikes. Paul Newart, Ramon DeJesus, and Carlos Torres, the umpiring crew. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Maven not extending the lead, not going, and a heater away that he can't catch. Good pitch. More high strikes this season from a lot of pitchers than we've seen in past years.
Well, that's because the umpires are giving them to him. I mean, that ball just runs away from him. Yeah, Dylan, we showed you when we showed his pitch selection, 2-seamer, 4-seamer. Yeah, Calhoun, 26 home runs last year, 18 a year before. Boy, I watched him hit today every ball to left field in batting practice. Maybe that's why he's 7 for 13, trying to use the big part of the field.
Bundy's delivery to him, and that's what he does here. Drives it down the line in left field. Smith over, and there'll be no play. That's a number of rows back. So that's getting the start, becoming a regular out there in left field now. But Showalter lately has decided, and it depends on the starter, but really likes this outfield. Smith in left, Jones in center, and then you put, to help Adam out, Rickert around in right field. That's, according to Buck, the best defensive outfield that the Orioles can put out there, largely due to the speed in the corners.
And then against left-handers, you get Gentry out there. That makes it even a little bit better.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Maven leaning at first. Doesn't go. Foul tipped, and it was held on to. So Bundy a good start. He gets a couple of strikeouts, no runs, 1 hit and 1 left on base. After 1, no score. Bermudez has won 500 for being selected. 500 more for every Orioles home run hit tonight. Play Home Run Rich's scratch-offs win up to $50,000 or enter non-winning tickets for a chance to be the contestant of the game. Visit mdlottery.com/homerun. Linda, good luck. We've seen some lottery contestants come up big time. 5 home runs hit yesterday by the Orioles.
How about that young lady that you were talking about yesterday?
She bought a lot of rounds.
She had already won, what, 3 or 4 before we even knew what her name was?
Yes. Yeah. We hadn't even announced who the lottery contestant was, and they'd already hit 3 home runs. Oh, back to back in the first inning. Here's Chris Davis. 1-0 count on Chris. Fastball inside. That's going to catch on the corner. Chris has had 6 of the 12 home runs he's hit against the Angels hit here in this ballpark in Anaheim. He'll wait. Ball had to be picked up out there in right field.
Yeah, probably a little bit easier at this time. And I was talking to Dave Hansen, their hitting instructor. I said, we know the ball's a little more lively, bats are better, blah, blah, blah. But I said, it's a ball carrying. He said, you still, and there is a marine layer they talk about that comes in, and it's a little bit damper as the game progresses. But of course, the Wednesday game will be a day game. All bets are off that game. Everything in the air
will fly. Breaking ball, got a hold of it to right field. It's going to be a base hit, so Chris is on. Davis gets the Orioles' first hit. And the leadoff man on here in the 2nd inning. And that will bring up Orioles' outstanding rookie, Trey Mancini.
Well, one of those yesterday where you talk about the home runs and the back-to-back home runs. So 18 home runs. That's an Oriole rookie record is 28. And again, it doesn't really matter. I mean, it's just, it astounds me for somebody that pitched as long as I did, that this kid come to the big leagues and adjust as they've been adjusting and use the whole field, and doesn't matter what you throw him.
Consistency for a rookie, an amazing thing, and you look at the numbers he's put up for rookies with Aaron Judge, Cody Bellinger, of course, with the Dodgers, and then there's Trey Mancini, the 3 highest OPSs.
Yeah, because what happens is that you come up, they go, oh, pretty good fastball hitter out over the plate, let's crowd him. Well, okay, yeah, well, he can hit that pitch too. Well, let's throw him breaking balls.
Right to short. That is short hop. Davis, 1 relay over to first. Simmons, Cowart, thrown. They get the double play.
Yeah, Simmons a couple of Gold Gloves. He's looking down at his glove again. That ball hit hard, kind of like pole hosts. Of course, if he catches it in the air, it's not going to be a double play. But it's almost maybe a little short hop, and then the nice recovery. And Caleb Cowart, able to throw him out for 2.
Quick double play. The ball was stung, and Chris Davis at first, of course, had to wait to see if it was going to be caught. And they had plenty of time to turn it. So 2 down, nobody on, and the breaking ball, and it'll be a strike in the inside corner. Here is the American League Player of the Week, Tim Beckham. Just magnificent, of course, with the Orioles. Almost inexplicably good. 6 games, 14 for 24. 3 home runs, 6 RBIs. That ball's going to go to short as well. Simmons will make the throw, and Ramirez has a very solid inning, and you can see that he's got that sinker working with the ground balls coming off the bats of the O's. The Birds are going to host these Angels August 18th through the 20th. On Friday, August 18, post-game fireworks presented by Baltimore Area Credit Unions. Plus, all fans will receive the 25th anniversary poster presented by MeQ. For tickets, Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. And Andrelton Simmons, as you take a look at the California Hills. here in Anaheim, where all the orange orchards used to be. Dylan Bundy going back to work. Simmons will take the pitch. I mean, no intention of swinging on that first one.
Well, what a year he's having. And he ranks in the top 5. Hosmer's the best high ball hitters. I'm sure they know that.
Got one in the air to center. Adam Jones, a couple of steps back.
Yeah, that's one of those hanging sliders you get away with.
And one away here in the second. Just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller time later in tonight's game. Brought to you by Miller Lite. We'll bring Valbuena to the plate. Valbuena getting the start at third base in the ball game. He has been around the infield. 45 games at first, 17 at third this season for Luis Valbuena. Had a big month of July, home run wise, 6 of the 11 he hit in that month. Orioles put the shift on against him. He's looking to bunt down the third base side.
That'll bring him in a little bit, not much, but red hot. Extra base hits in the last 13 games, 5 home runs, 12 RBIs, 11 of his last 22 games. And of course the Orioles know about him. Played with Houston. He loves the ball down and in. Thigh high, inside half. And then he does have some pop.
Valbuena getting the start at third base. Escobar generally plays there. It's only the 16th start he's had at third base. Escobar has been in almost all the games. Swing and a miss. Bundy with a good off-speed pitch had him in front. Dylan, after the 11th win of the year, in fact both these pitchers, J.C. Ramirez and Bundy, have 10 wins on the season. Shapes up as a really good pitching duel. Bundy's delivery. Valbuena will go after it. Towering fly ball out to left center. Smith.
And you're hoping you see it with the high sky, and he does. And yeah, I love it now. I mean, he threw him a 2-0 changeup, and Valbuena kind of agrees with it. Kind of like when you go to a restaurant and the waiter says, "What are you going to have?" You go, "I think I'll have I don't know, I'll have the filet, medium rare." And the guy goes, "Nice order." Well, that's what hitters are doing now. You fool them on a nice changeup and a hitter fastball count, even though we know there are no such things, and they kind of agree with it. Hey, that was pretty good. Throw me another one, and I'll be looking for it.
No chance.
No.
Here is C.J. Cron up, and he'll take the pitch inside, and again he starts him out with an off-speed pitch at 82 miles an hour. 2 down, nobody on. Cron getting the start at first base. Lifetime .250 hitter against the Orioles. Defense straight up against him. Got that down to third, chopped it foul. The Angels come in 31 and 25 here at home. The Orioles on the road have got to improve if they're going to make it to the postseason.
Boy, that is a most definite.
20 and 33 is the Orioles' road record. Ball put up in the air, and that'll be foul. Oh, fooled him badly. Swing and a miss. Tag will be put on. Strikeout is the third for Dylan Bundy, and he sets the side down in order. Took only 10 pitches to get through the second here in the scoreless ball game. since the All-Star break they found their bats.
Yeah, they. I mean, you could see the Orioles at 295 on the year with runners in scoring position. That number's even gone up, and the Angels, they're right around kind of where they are. But again, Trout's back. You get a lot of their guys coming back, except the pitching. They got all kinds of starters on the DL with elbows and radial nerve problems. I am surprised that they are 55 and 57, especially when you throw in there the Trout missed 39 games.
That's why the J.C. Ramirez of the organization have had a chance to move into a starting position.
And they got him on waivers last year.
Yep.
So poor nada.
It used him out of the bullpen, but he was expected to be a starter somewhere along the way. Just it's sooner than later. Here is Seth Smith starting in left field in the ball game. Bottom third, Castillo and Rickert for the Orioles. The 11 home runs, 26 RBIs. A very quiet, very productive Seth Smith on the season. Delivery by Ramirez to him will be taken up high. And he also has had the ability to force some long counts. He's got a real good sense of the strike zone. He doesn't chase very much. And we welcome those of you who were watching the Nationals 3-2 win over Miami. Gary Thorne, Jim Palmer, great to have you with us here as the Angels and Orioles open up their 3-game set. No score. Seth Smith down the line. Maben over and a little too deep into the seats.
Yeah, but you get a good idea of J.C. Ramirez's stuff because Seth Smith, as you mentioned, he can work the count, and he's been hitting better as well, healthy. He had all kinds of problems, groin problem in spring training, and then hamstrings and whatever. But when he's looking fastball and gets fastball and is still late on it, you get a pretty good idea the guy's got some movement and he's got velocity.
Seth has gone 4 for 12 so far in the relatively new month of August. 2 ball, 1 strike count on him. Infield playing him to pull. Right-hander's delivery. He did just that. Nice scoop. Drawn on a hot shot down there will make the play.
Well, he made that look routine. Well, I punched out, swung at a ball about 2 feet outside, and I mean, that's definitely done. Ball easily could have gotten by him, hit that hard, and stays with it.
Just head down, knew where it was, looked it into the glove. Nice play. 1 down here in the third. Ground balls keep coming for Ramirez. Wellington Castillo. Oriole catcher enters with a 7-game hit streak. And he's put up some of the best numbers offensively in baseball since the All-Star break. He's gone 11 for 27 during the hit streak. The hit streak at 7 is a couple shy of his longest this season. He had a 9-game hit streak earlier back in April. The 0-1 delivery by Ramirez, a breaking ball that'll miss outside.
Yeah, and if you're sitting at home and you go, this guy looks like he's a pretty big guy. He is 6'5" ish in 250 range. So when he does, that slider just missed, but that's the way you want to throw a slider. Go straight down.
That one, he jammed him a little bit in foul territory. Ron coming over, and he makes the play. He makes them all look easy. And there are a couple of quick outs again. Help support the patients and families at the University of Maryland Medical Center by attending a special fundraising event for Shannon's Fund Friday, August 18 at the ballpark. Ticket packages for the event start as low as $50, include a game ticket and exclusive pregame barbecue on the center field roof deck. For tickets, Orioles.com/Shannon's Fund. 2 away. That'll bring Joey Rickert up. Ramirez trying to face the minimum through 3 innings. He has given up the single to Davis, but he got doubled up. Pitch on the outside corner for a strike to Joey.
I think the other thing, Gary, when talking to people with the Angels, he can throw that slider. That one was at 87. We saw one at 91, one at 90, and I think he just changed his speed with the slider, maybe not even trying to. As long as it gets on top of it and it breaks.
And then comes back
97,
to that.
yeah. Well, they signed with the Phillies and all through the minor leagues. He was a starter. And then he was there. He was Charles Nagy, his pitching coach. Boy, their staff has been decimated by injuries.
0-2 delivery on the way to him, and that's right there. Wow. He gets the strikeout 10-pitch inning, and he's only faced through 3, the minimum 9. Orioles baseball on Masson is brought to you by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you. Anaheim Stadium. Good pitching duel underway. Each team with a hit. Maven got the Angels hit. Leadoff batter for them. Davis leading off the second got the Orioles. But Dylan Bundy and J.C. Ramirez dominating the hitters quickly. Maldonado doing the catching will lead it off in the number 8 spot. Coward batting 9th, and then Maven at the top of the order. Having a career year offensively. Martin Maldonado, he's a veteran catcher. He'll be turning 31 a week from now out of Puerto Rico. Played with Milwaukee last year. Goes after the first pitch, center field, Adam Jones. Pitch in and out. Maldonado retired. Take a look on the road.
Well, you talked about again. I mean, you have to. 20 wins, 33 losses, and this is one of the reasons that the Orioles don't score quite as many runs on the road. But again, the difference between the runs they give up and the runs they scored. So that's got to change, as you mentioned, Gary. Would be. And again, you come out here, different time change, but you still got to play them one at a time. So you win tonight. And then take your chances. Parker Bridwell, who was a former Oriole, who's had a nice year, 5-1, is going to pitch tomorrow. But it all starts about winning tonight.
That pitch is going to be taken down low. Caleb Coward up, getting the start at second base. 10th start that he has had at second base this year. Another one of the players normally who would be coming off the bench getting the start because of all the innings played lately. And he'll take that pitch for a strike on the inside corner. Espinosa has been the starting second baseman most games. There's a shift put on by the Orioles against the left-hander.
Yeah, they say he's an excellent third baseman playing second base tonight. And switch hitter, good size, former #1 draft choice.
Coward from the switch side of things, 286 right-handed, 400 left, but not a lot of at-bats either way. Only his 13th game overall. He'll be tagged out, strikeout number 4 for Dylan Bundy.
Well, we've seen Dylan Bundy, again coming off arguably in the last couple of months his best start. He's only really had 4 bad starts. This is his 22nd of the season, but he can get you out a lot of different ways. There's a big curveball. Didn't use it very much. So again, if you're the Angels and you're your advanced scout, and Mike Scioscia's team has already seen 95. He didn't throw that hard against Kansas City. I didn't see a lot of curveballs. So tonight, this is what he can do. And you might go and wait. That's not the report we have. But that's why he's got a chance to be a very special pitcher because of his mix.
And the pitch taken by Maven inside. Base hit, first at bat after coming off the DL. And Maven ended up being stranded at first base. 2 down, third inning. Bundy's delivery, and there's that off-speed breaking ball that just ties him up and catches the inside corner.
Yeah, that's the pitch he hit up the middle. 2-strike approach, put it in play. He was out hitting early. Good power to right center field.
Fastball, 93. That's going to be up high. 5-man rotation is what the Orioles are going with, according to Buck Showalter, at least for the moment. Chris Tillman has been designated to the bullpen. He is available. Pitch out of the bullpen. He's not done so yet or ever in his career. That one, the overhand heater. 2-2. And there is Chris Tillman.
Yeah, very positive out. When he said, I'm not going to go down there and mope, and he's been working on some stuff. Feels like he's made some, adjustments in his windup that's going to allow him to kind of get back to the same arm slot that he used to pitch with, because he hadn't had it this year, and he knows that.
Breaking ball, got on top of it, and we'll tap that one foul. So Cameron Maybin holding the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Angels have lost 2 in a row. The Orioles have won 2 in a row to begin this road trip for the Orioles. Long homestand that the Angels are in the midst of. Bundy's delivery went for the outside corner, didn't get it.
Yeah, you're hoping, that they will maybe not rebound from yesterday. They had a 10-6 lead and gave up 5 runs in the top of the 8th inning to lose 11-10. And their bullpen's been good until that point.
And a swing and a miss. Dominating. 5 strikeouts through the first 3 innings for Dylan Bundy, and he has faced only 1 over the minimum through the first 3. Baseball is brought to you by the all-wheel drive RAV4 Toyota. What drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals. A great beach. No score in this one. Outstanding ball game. We go to the 4th inning. 0-1-0 for each team. Ramirez, the 28-year-old right-hander, here at home, his ERA is a run higher than what it's been on the road. He's 4.5 at home, 3.5 ERA on the road.
Yeah, they just don't score a lot of runs for him, and you can see very efficient out of Nicaragua. Maybe a little biased, having had Dennis Martinez, who won more games than any Latin American pitcher, coming out of Nicaragua. We'll go up to Seattle. We'll see Erasmo Ramirez, also right, from Nicaragua. He's been traded back to the Mariners from the Rays.
Jones thinking about a bunt here just to try and get something going, and to bring Balbuena in at first base.
Well, that's really what you want to do, and you want to do it early in the count, because you'll get him in and he'll take a step back, maybe not really believing it, but even a step or 2 could make a difference.
Up the middle, base hit. So Adam continues to strike the ball squarely, especially since the All-Star break. Orioles get their 2nd hit. O's fans, give Mass and Orioles a like on Facebook so you never miss a moment of the action. Follow along for exclusive Mass and All Access segments, giveaways, breaking news, and more. That's Mass and Orioles on Facebook.
Yeah, so the lights have taken effect here. So, much easier to see now as we kind of get into the twilight. And then the other thing is you get to, you can, I would think it'd be an advantage when you only get, at least for the pitcher, when you only get to see a guy maybe once or twice a year versus, somebody pitching the American League East where you see him 3, 4, 5 times a year.
Here is Manny Machado, and Manny goes off the fist. Broke the bat again. Second base. Coward's got it.
Yeah, and again, I mean, a very aggressive team, and this is a strike thrower. Even though a couple starts ago he walked 6, but if you're not going to let him, that ball's probably 4 or 6 inches off the plate. But again, movement and velocity can do that.
So he gets a couple of quick outs, and that'll bring up Jonathan Scope. Both these pitchers work at a very quick pace. They get the ball and they're ready to go. Not quick pitching, but they like a rhythm.
Well, Ramirez probably stood on the mound for 45 seconds while Manny made his way to the plate.
Here's Jonathan Scope. Wants a new baseball.
Well, Gary, he's got 3 pitches, as we mentioned, and the league averages are usually right around 175 or 6. And if you're going to try to hit inside and outside or up and down before that and not take off a section of the plate, these are the kind of guys that give you trouble. So you either look away or you look in early on and then adjust and hope you get a mistake in your zone.
Been outstanding as a starter. 21 starts, 3.79 ERA. Angels have won 12 of the 19 that he has started this year. That's down to third. Slow roller. Backhanded. Valbuena's throw is on the money. Runner down to second base. Adam Jones with a good break. No chance to go there to get the lead runner. So the Orioles will get a runner in scoring position with 2 down for Chris Davis. Chris had a base hit his first time up and then got taken out on the front end of a double play. Orioles .295 average overall in these situations. They are second in the American League. And Davis gets a chance. The way these two guys are pitching, there may not be many opportunities. There's the shift put on against him. Not too deep for that right field positioning. Chris with the runner at second base. Ramirez delivers. Davis will take the pitch away for a ball. Yesterday, a launch shot.
Oh, yep, down and in, and again, Anibal Sanchez probably topping out at 91. Karen. So again, first home run in 43 bats. Kind of down, easy to drop the bat on.
Pitch is a fastball that will tail away at 95.
Yeah, and as good as the record of Ramirez, ideally you'd like to be able to, if you're right-handed, pitch Chris Davis on the inside part of the plate. And again, right now the count's going to get, maybe he'll get a ball out over the plate, and that's where he likes to get the arms extended. It gives him more time to get to the ball.
Jones lead at second, cut down by Simmons, who's right behind him. Chris will take an off-speed pitch way down to 78 on the curve.
That's the hook.
That's what we were talking about. That's the pitch he uses for his changeup, that breaking ball. That was a good one. 2 ball, 1 strike count, and again you see there's a count you normally wouldn't have expected that in previous baseball years. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Jones off second base, comes back with a heater.
Yeah, they probably looked at the numbers, and Chris Davis is 8th in the American League, lowest batting average on secondary pitches. And that could be curveball, slider, changeup.
Anything but a fastball.
Up there with the leaders in line drives, which is surprising.
2 ball, 2 strike count. Breaking ball inside. Nice stop made. Maldonado had to put a glove on that one right at the feet of Chris Davis.
Well, again, if you ever want to move the foundation of a good hitter, that's his footwork and his feet. He's going to do it. A little dance step. Amazing that he's able to get that back foot out of harm's way.
So full count, first one we've had from Ramirez. Jones off second. 3-2 delivery on the way, and Chris will foul it off, and we'll get to do it again.
Yeah, I think it's one of those games, Gary, where if you're J.C. Ramirez or you're Dylan Bundy, you're not going to get a lot of runs tonight. At least not early on.
Jones back to second. Chris is hitting .250 this year with runners in scoring position. Outfield shades a bit to left, and the infield, of course, to right. 3-ball, 2-strike count coming for the second time. Pick off at second. Nope. Simmons moved in, and for doing that, Adam hits him.
Yeah, there are your runner in scoring position numbers, the Astros, and then the Orioles.
And the Orioles the best when it comes to hits when there are 2 down. Delivery on the way, 3-2, and that's going to be inside. So see if the Orioles can show what we showed you on our Coons.com league leaderboard. When you're talking cars, you're talking Coons. So Trey Mancini, we talk about one of the reasons the Orioles have those great numbers with runners in scoring position. Mancini, second in the league at .397. Adam Jones is fourth. Jonathan Scope is sixth. Pitch will get away a little bit in the dirt, but Maldonado's got it. Maldonado's an outstanding defensive catcher. He's a veteran guy who's been around. Because the bat's not been very good over the years, he hasn't been a regular, but he's always been someone defensively. He can throw them out at 40%, stop balls. It's a good job behind the plate.
Yeah, have you ever seen a guy that is behind the plate for Mike Scioscia that can't catch?
Nope. That ball is down the line and foul.
Otherwise, it might have been a double.
Wow, where did that barrel go? It hit him. They're bringing the Mike Scioscia, the trainer.
Everybody.
Where did it get him? Again, that's that sword that ends up as the barrel of the bat, and it looked like it ripped his jersey, put a hole in it. Look at that.
Yeah, and they're going to look to see if there's any blood or any kind of abrasion. So right on the fist, and there's the bat, and I don't think he sees it. And wham.
Oh my.
Look at it splintered when it hit him.
Whoa. That's the worst one I've seen.
Yeah. And it was on the right upper shoulder. Get the splinters out and go for it.
Do what you did as a parent with your children. Blow on it, make it better.
Yeah. Mercurochrome or whatever they used to call that stuff. Yeah. Yeah, right. Look on the label. Oh. I mean, it's already. It may have already been shattered, but the blow to Ramirez's shoulder. What's this? I mean, it's kindling right here. So you hope he's all right, and he's going to take a couple of throws.
Being a starting pitcher for the Angels this year is dangerous.
Well, Gary, I started looking at some of the injuries. I mean, I had a double column the first page. I mean, Garrett Richards, he didn't have Tommy John surgery, tried the PRP injections. Andrew Haney's coming off Tommy John. Shoemaker had a radial nerve problem. Now he's going to have an operation. Houston Street out of the bullpen. Oblique, Dietrich, Petrosian, one in the bullpen now. Blood clot. Bud Norris, right knee inflammation. Tyler Skaggs just came back, left-hander. He had Tommy John last year. I mean, it's endless.
They had everything set up pitching-wise going into spring training.
To get better.
Very happy with what they had, and the whole thing fell apart. So Ramirez, all right, and the pitch outside. Jones way off second. Gets looked back by Maldonado. There you see the RBI numbers for rookies. Behind Judge, who's the leader. Mancini third. He's been right up there in the top three all year. 2-ball, 1-strike delivery and a ground ball to short. Simmons was back deep. He's got to hurry. Does. Nice play. Thrown at first base. He was worried about having a glove go into the runner. Snagged it and pulled it down. And they get the out. No runs on one hit, no errors. The Orioles leave a runner at second base. As we said early, this Angels team, like the Orioles, they play good D, and they have so far in this one. And their shortstop, Simmons, is a good one. the achiever in you.
Yeah, young college switch hitting outfielder. Some hamstring problems early on, but what a year he's having. So the ability, to run a little bit, to hit a little bit, they loved him in spring training. And one of those young kids, I guess maybe if you weren't worried, about free agency, if you were way back in my era, you'd probably bring him up maybe in September, but probably don't want to start the clock. Even though he looks like he's going to be a pretty good player.
There's Mike Trout, goes down the line. There's 1,000. He'll make the big turn and head to second base. Ball rolling around in the corner. Seth Smith will play it back in. Trout's got the double and his 1,000th hit
on his 26th birthday. And of course, he comes roaring out of the box, and it's thinking not only going to be a double, if they misplay it, it's going to be a triple. Oh, struck out on a slider. This time fastball just rockets it down the line and quickly into second base.
He is the 10th American League player with 1,000 hits. Prior to or on his 26th birthday. And you're talking about Cobb and Kaline, Yout, Mickey Mantle, Ken Griffey Jr., Jimmy Fox. Pretty good names. Albert Pujols. Runner on at second base. Nobody out, no score. Pujols goes the other way. Scopes looking to third. Nope. He had plenty of time to look, though, with Pujols running. So Pujols, that's what he wanted to do. He got his runner over.
Well, again, this is a guy with 608 home runs, and this is team baseball. And again, Scope can look all he wants, but he's also smart enough to realize how quickly Trout gets him second to third. So,
can Bundy keep the 0 on the board with one away and Trout at third base?
Yeah, now you're going to play the infield. Looks like they're going to come in. And again, you can't come halfway in with Trout's speed, so you got to kind of full bore, come all the way in. And then, Calhoun, what he's trying to do, put a ball in the air.
Calhoun will take the pitch up high. Cole Calhoun, 237. With runners in scoring position this year. Outfield stays back deep. Calhoun, the cleanup batter, 3-game hit streak. Strikeout victim, first time up. Trout trying to gain Bundy's attention. And Bundy doesn't even know he's there. Well, he does. But here's the 1-0 delivery on the way, and the pitch will be taken outside. Bundy really unhappy with that one. Not where he wanted it to be.
Yeah, a little change up, and with speed on third, I kind of figured I better come from the stretch. I want to be looking at him. I don't want to have to hurry. Again, Trout can pretty much do whatever he wants. Not much of a lead, but again, you don't want to do anything that's going to cause an umpire to call a balk.
2-0 delivery on the way, and that one's going to be fouled back and out of play by Calhoun.
So try to get back into the count, and then even here you're thinking pop up. If you get to 2 strikes, thinking strike out again. Struck him out on the fastball up and away.
Left-handed hitters, 270. 221 for the righties.
And the other factor, Gary, is that a pronounced fly ball pitcher.
2-1 delivery on the way, and that's going to be fouled back, so Bundy comes right back on him.
But tonight, a little extra out here in Orange County, Anaheim. So we've seen 94, 95. So now all of a sudden, you've got a lot of options. And one thing that Dylan can do, and he did so well in his last start against Kansas City, 5 strikeouts, is up and into the left-handers.
Trout off third, but not far. 2 ball, 2 strikeout, only 1 away. Calhoun waiting, and he'll get it to center. That'll get a run in. Adam Jones leaps up to catch it. Tagging up is Trout. He'll score. Calhoun gets the RBI and a 1-0 lead for the Angels.
A little team baseball by the Angels. The double, and then Pujols gets him over, sets up the sacrifice line drive.
That is really manufacturing a run, which we don't see a lot of in this day and age. So Calhoun, the RBI, and that'll be number 47 in that department. There are 2 down now, and the bases are empty. And here is Simmons, who goes after the breaking ball. So for Dylan Bundy, he had gone 11 and a third innings without surrendering an earned run from his last start into tonight. Welton Simmons, same pitch, same result.
Well, how about that? The WAR, wins above replacement, second only to Jose Altuve of the Astros.
Flied out to center field his first time up. Simmons will go in the left center field this time for a base hit.
Another hurry.
Turn, he's halfway down. Throw to first. Davis will play it on a hop. That's not just a wide turn, that's a break to second.
Well, again, I mean, he comes out like a sprinter. It's like your paycheck's halfway to home to second base. Watch this. I mean, really good slider, just pokes it. And Adam knows he can run, but how do you come out of the box? You're just going to single. I mean, this is going to be until you come up. And even then, and that's where it initiates the throw from Adam Jones.
Adam saying, don't do that on me. And 1 on with 2 down. Isval Buena flied out to left field his first time up. 3 hits on the board for the Angels. 2 of them have come in this inning. That one in the air, shallow left field. Smith coming in. Camps under it. He's got it, and that'll do it. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. Angels take a 1-0 lead. Under Buck Showalter, when we talk about these West Coast trips that historically have been pretty tough on East Coast teams, with Buck as manager, the Orioles are 57 and 70. The runs per game down a little bit from what they've had overall in the years, and the ERA pretty good, but not quite enough to get those extra wins in.
Well, you come out to where all the ballparks, with the exception maybe here in the day, are pitchers' parks.
Yeah.
You know, even though they brought the fences in Seattle, you know, the ball may be more lively and maybe jumping a little bit more in Oakland. It's a great place to pitch.
Tim Beckham will lead it off for the Orioles. Beckham grounded out his first time up. And the pitch will be taken for a strike. Among the numbers that got him the American League Player of the Week, he had the best batting average, on base percentage, slugging percentage, and total bases during the week. Tied for most in hits, 3rd in home runs, 7th in runs scored and doubles. What a week. All of it with the Orioles.
Well, you name it. You know, home runs, triples. What did he say? You were talking about the other day. If the ball touches the wall in right center field, up a gap, I plan on being 3rd. There you are. Extra base hits at 7, RBIs at 6. You get somebody that's very athletic. Former #1 draft choice, #1 in the country, 2008 by the Tampa Bay Rays.
The delivery on the way, and that'll go the other way, and he keeps it up. He's got a base hit. Calhoun will play it on a hop. And Beckham is on with a single and a leadoff single. Celebrate the ballpark that forever changed baseball when the Birds host the Angels the 18th through the 20th of August. On Saturday, August 19, the Orioles welcome back members of the 92 Birds, the Orioles' first team at the new ballpark. And select players will participate in a pregame home run derby. All fans get the 25th anniversary Oriole Park replica ballpark. For tickets, go to Orioles.com. Here is Seth Smith. Beckham on at first. Ooh, bad throw to first base. Cronruther didn't realize it had gotten away. And the runner goes to second. Boy, is there a give me a base right there.
Yeah, I asked Mark Gubasa, who does the television for the Angels, I said, what kind of athlete he is? Well, he doesn't really feel his position very well, nor, and again, I mean, this throw is not that tough, except it's right into the feet. So again, Cron actually played very well, and you could see Wayne Kirby, Oriole first base coach, tell him you can go to second.
We'll see the Orioles take advantage of that. That'll be an error charged on the throw.
Let's see if Seth Smith gets him with nobody out over to third base.
Pitch taken up high, 1-0. Smith grounded out to first base in his first at bat. Orioles getting the leadoff man on. Third time in a row here in the ball game, but they've not been able to take advantage of it. Delivery, breaking ball, that's going to get away. Runner will stay. That just bounced out of the glove of Maldonado.
Yeah, a little breaking ball. There's that curveball you talked about, and he just boxes it. Yeah, I think when you're already in scoring position and trailing by 1 run, the last thing you want to do, if you know his reputation, get thrown out of third base with nobody out.
2-0 count. Smith will look for one to drive here to pull, and it's away. So the count goes to 3-0. See whether J.C. Ramirez, shaken up by his own error, can come back here and regain his focus on the Oriole hitters.
Yeah, it's so easy to talk about not wearing your emotions on your sleeves, or you gotta let things go, but and he's done a nice job as a starter.
3-0 count. Smith taking. Fastball laid in at 95, and the count will go to 3-1 on Seth. He's given up more than a hit per inning coming in, 129 hits. Just under 129 innings. Strikeouts to walks about 3-1. Caught the inside corner with that one. Seth didn't think so. Backed away, and the count goes to 3-2.
Yeah, he's looking out over the plate, and might get a generous call right here. And the ball ran back a little bit.
So an important 3-2 count. Angels have the 1-0 lead, getting a run in the last half, and the Orioles trying to answer with Beckham with good speed out there at second. Simmons, shortstop, right behind him. Shift on in the infield. 3-2 delivery, and that's going to be a walk. First one surrendered. The Orioles get the first 2 on. Will set up potential, of course, the ground ball double play with all the ground balls Ramirez has been getting tonight.
Well, maybe I'm going to have to invoke a little Earl Weaver. Pop up, strike out. Whatever you do not hit a ground ball and get 2. You know, help the team. That's what he'd be yelling on the bench. And there's some merit to it. I mean, think about it.
Wait a minute.
It's perfect logic.
Okay, we got to roll back the video on that and the audio.
Some merit to it.
Earl Weaver said something.
Well, he would rather have you get 1 out versus a double play, and that makes a lot of sense.
Ooh. Castillo will back off. So Wellington Castillo, the RBI chance, and Wellington has been as good as anybody on the Orioles in these situations. He hasn't had enough at bats to be put on that leaderboard with runners in scoring position, but if he had the at bats, he'd be up there, 372.
Yeah, same with the Mancini. You know, looking at the leaders, they're not up there because of limited at bats.
1-0 delivery on the way, and he got way out in front of that one, fouls it off. And that was a fastball.
Yeah, and that's all right because he got jammed the last time. And, he's working on a 7-game hitting streak.
There are the Oriole runners. Beckham and Smith, outstanding speed on the base paths. Orioles had a couple of chances in the second inning. Davis got on that ball to right. Calhoun in the alley. Runner tags. Beckham will head to third, and the throw goes to third. That's a mistake. He goes in and hangs on to the bag. It's a mistake because it allows Smith to go to second.
Huge mistake. I mean, what an arm. But again, try hitting the cutoff man, and that's not what Mike Scioscia teams usually do. And so again, you know Beckham, he's got great speed, and he plays it perfectly. If he's going to catch it on the run and then let it go, I mean, great throw, except it's over the head of Simmons, and it's that Smith able to get in. So look at this arm, a little bit too high. The Orioles advance. Beckham to third and Smith to second.
So big chance for the Orioles. Joey Rickard called out on strikes his first time up. He's .238 in these situations. Joey will take the fastball up high. This is where Ramirez might look for a K. He only got one down, and the top of the order, Adam Jones on deck.
Well, just like the Angels did, you're looking for a ball in the air. Ron comes in at first base. Cut off the runner.
1-0 delivery on the way. Striking the inside corner. Joey Rickard yesterday, long ball, fourth inning.
A little curveball right here, right down the line. Camden Yards around the 333 pole.
His fourth of the year. Joey is 3 for 13 here in this ballpark. Great pitch. Knees outside corner.
Yeah, 96. So now he will try to strike him out.
1-2 on Rickard.
And because you have the potential run at second, the infield is at regular depth, so it's hard to hit that little flare over their heads. You bring them in, a little bit easier to do that.
1-2 delivery on the way. Reaches back, pops it up. That's shallow. That should fall, and it will for a base hit. Orioles will get one in. Throw will come into the cutoff man. Into that Bermuda Triangle, and couldn't be handled. Simmons got the closest to it. RBI base hit, Rickard, and it's 1-1.
Well, we saw Andrelton Simmons' speed on the single he hit. Check this out, trying to go right over his head, and again, 2 Gold Gloves, and just can't get to it. When the ball drops, Beckham has tagged up, because if he caught it, he was going to tag up and score, tie the game up. But you get the bonus right here, and the ball actually backs up and comes back towards the infield, and then Trout will pick it up. Meanwhile, you get runners at first and third.
So Joey Rickard gets it done with one away. First and third for the Orioles as they come right back and get it tied up. And here's Adam Jones. Rickard gets RBI number 18 on the year, and now you get Adam, as we said, one of the big numbers for the Orioles, 380. With runners in scoring position. He is singled and grounded out. Infield will play a double play depth. And that ball fouled off the other way upstairs.
Yeah, that's a pitch that he wanted. We've seen the average go up because of his ability to hit the ball the other way. Slider out over the plate. Hittable.
J.C. Ramirez has been his own worst enemy in this one. He threw the ball away on a lob toss to first base, allowing Beckham to go to second after he singled. Then he walked Smith. Smith now at third. Ramirez will step off, no throw, and Rickard doesn't go anywhere back to the bag either. So Adam will step back in. Delivery to him and high in the air to center. Trout going back. Both runners tagging. Trout will make the catch. Throw will come into second to hold the runner at first. Throw to first. Not in time, and the Orioles have the lead. Seth Smith scores. Adam Jones the RBI, and the Orioles are up 2-1.
Yeah, so a great at bat by Rickard with 2 strikes, and then Adam Jones earlier in the count does what you'd like to do. If you don't get a base hit, put the ball in the air, and he just misses this one. And then Rickard, there's Smith going to make it 2-1, and then Rickard tags up. Probably would have made it. Well, there's your relay toss, trying to pick him off first base. And
54 RBIs for Adam Jones. The Orioles have a 2-1 lead. All these runs have scored on small ball type plays. Good lead at first for Rickard. Manny Machado takes the pitch at the knees. Manny has popped out and grounded out so far. The Orioles 2 runs on 4 hits, and the Angels a run on 3 hits. And Manny trying to extend the 3-game hit streak he's got coming into the ball game. He's hit really well in this ballpark. .340 batting average here at Angel Stadium, and 4 home runs. 0-1, runner goes. Here's the throw down, big jump. No chance. He stayed on the bag. Stolen base, Rickard.
Yeah, a lot of times, again, even when you make a perfect throw, you steal it on the pitcher. So again, you got to take what they give you. And right here, straight steal, never takes a look. And then again, one of those plays where you catch the ball out in front of the plate. Now, of course, it's a little bit towards the shortstop side. Probably the only way he could catch it, but again, that long tag, Rickard gets underneath it.
7 out of 8 for Joey Rickard. Stealing bases and another RBI chance as Manny Machado gets a runner out there at second. Said Manny's carried a hot bat since the All-Star break, hitting .352, 2 homers, 14 RBIs, and an OPS of .904. That is since the break for Manny, and covers some 90+ at bats. 1 ball, 2 strike count on him. There are 2 down. The Orioles have 2 runs in. And J.C. Ramirez has had to work hard this inning. Manny will drive that one down the line and right, headed into foul territory. And a souvenir. Wow, look at that, huh? What a beautiful night. Big full moon here in Southern California. We hope you can see it back home. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Looking back to the bag, Rickard. Rickard and Jones with the RBIs in the 5th inning. Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way. Manny will take it outside. So after going a minimum number of pitches early on, up to 23 in this one.
Well, again, that throwing error just puts a runner out on second. You work harder. That leads to the walk.
Lays the bat on it. Foul again. No play.
Well, this is all part of the plan for Manny. And you talked about since the All-Star break, he was at about .234, so his average has gone up. The home runs have gone up. The RBIs have gone up. Because Scott Kulbach has said, listen, you got to stick with your plan. You'll hit your home runs using right center field. You'll stay on balls more. And for the most part, he's done that.
Here's the 2-2 delivery on the way, and that'll be chopped down to third base. Valbuena. And Manny is retired. So the Orioles come away with a couple of runs. They will do it on 2 hits, a very big error, and leave 1 on. O's up. baseball break brought to you by T-Mobile. Our notebook turns to how do you get a winner in the end? Well, New York Times story today, the recipe for a run, add bullpen muscle. Look at the movement of pitchers prior to the trade deadline with all of these guys working out of the bullpen. David Hernandez, you see with the Diamondbacks there. Nationals have added 3. And there are more. We'll show you here in just a second.
Well, David Hernandez leaves here. And he was doing a great job. And they were still in the race.
See the American League, the Yankees adding a couple. The Red Sox get Reed, Rays with 2 in the bullpen. Joe Smith back with the Indians. Royals 2. Ariano goes with the Astros. Drilled foul. There's no question, especially after the World Series and all the postseason games last year, about the importance of the bullpen. Mariners, David Phelps, we'll talk about that a little later. They really want him as a setup man. He is having some physical problems right now, and we'll see whether he's available when the Orioles get there or not. Cronshaw will take the pitch outside. He struck out his first time up. Bundy, no walks, 5 strikeouts. Ramirez the other side, a walk and a strikeout. The Orioles, both those runs were earned despite the error that helped set up that 5th inning for the Orioles. They have the 2-1 lead. C.J. Cron will go after it, foul it back upstairs.
Yeah, 16 home runs each of the last 2 years. So big, strong, out over the plate. And again, right center, left center power.
Bundy coming off the 8-inning performance in that last outing against Kansas City. 1-2 pitch on the way and fooled him with an off-speed breaking ball.
Yeah, somewhere. I mean, it's almost it's a little bit off the slider, but perfectly thrown. Strikeout number 6 on the corner. Get ahead, make the perfect pitch. I don't know what he did in April against Toronto. Threw 33 sliders in that game.
Dillon's had a strikeout high of 8 this year. That came against Tampa Bay. His career high is 9. Maldonado flied out. Martin Maldonado doing the catching. 0 for his last 12 at the plate. And Bundy will come inside to him for a ball. Maldonado carried a .217 major league average into this season, and that was over 350 games. Why we were talking in his first at bat, he's really picked the pace up offensively from his career numbers. Breaking ball down to third, foul. He jumped up on that one and hit right on top of it. And Maldonado 1-1.
Yeah, talking to their hitting instructor Dave Hansen down in the cage, he said, "Listen, when whether it's Maldonado, 7-8 years with the Brewers, or Simmons, 5th year in the big leagues, he said after a while you kind of know who you are, know how they're going to pitch you, know what your approach should be, especially till you get to 2 strikes, and try to get a little bit better."
Hitting .232 as he stands in on this at bat. Swings right through that one. And the count will go to a ball and 2 strikes. Dylan Bundy with that stoic presence on the mound. Rarely changes his facial expression. And more importantly, his delivery. Over the top, ground ball. Again, chopped right into it. Machado plenty of time to get him. 2 down here in the 5th inning. Oriole fans, when the Orioles score 5 runs or more, get 50% off regular menu price online orders at papajohns.com with the promo code Orioles5. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. 2 away in the 5th. Coward coming up. Is leading it by 1 strikeout victim his first time up. 25-year-old out of Georgia. Last year got a shot for the 2nd time with the Angels. Played in 31 games last year, 34 the year before that. A lot of time at AAA. He's one of those most versatile player guys. 3rd base, 2nd base, 1st base. Played them all with the Angels.
Yeah, probably a little better at 3rd than the other infield positions. And again, 18th player chosen back in 2010 in the entire country.
1-1 delivery to him. That'll be outside for a ball.
And he's a big guy. I mean, he's like 6'3", 225. He's never hit a lot of home runs, either certainly capable of doing it, but it's never been a home run guy. The AAA facility in Salt Lake City.
2-1 pitch to him, fouled away. He's never had double digits in home runs anywhere coming up through the Angel organization. 2 ball, 2 strike count with 2 down. Orioles up 2-1, opening up this road trip. Win tonight will put him back to 500. 2-2 pitch over the top, breaking ball, sliced the other way, foul.
Yeah, that's when you got to be a little bit careful. When great curveball surprised him for strike 1, but if you come back and it hangs a little bit, it becomes more hittable because they get to see the spin and then the break, and they get to time it a little bit better. So if you're going to throw it, make it a good one.
Comes in with heat, foul back again. The Orioles took the series last year, winning it 4-2. The Angels will be coming to Baltimore August 18, 19, and 20. 2 ball, 2 strike count remains with 2 down, nobody on. Delivery to Cowart and a swing and a miss. 7 strikeouts as Bundy continues to dominate the Angels lineup. He retires the side in order. 3 out of the 5 innings he has done that. By the light of the moon, the Orioles have a 2-1 lead as we go to the top of the 6th inning. Jonathan Schoop's going to lead it off, and a swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Schoop has grounded out twice. Orioles with the 4 hits, and the Angels have 3, putting this 10-game road trip in a little bit of a perspective. Orioles have got to go 6-4 to come back over 500. Obviously is what they want to do. It'll help that road record considerably. And they were 39-39 on June 29. That's the last time the Orioles had a 500 record. 1 ball, 1 strike pitch on the way. Chased one a little bit away.
Yep. So you're going to have to regroup if you're Jonathan Schoop. He's done such a good job of that. Talked about what Dave Hansen, the hitting instructor with the Angels, was saying. Hey, you got to know yourself. So right there, he's got a pretty good handle on that. Chased that ball well off the plate.
1-2. There is delivery, and he got one in there. And Jonathan not going to pass on that one. He's got a base hit.
Yeah, again, you probably built up his confidence. You swung at a ball maybe a foot off the outside corner, and then this one's right down the middle at 96. And you haven't been missing that pitch. That's how you hit 300. Watch this backspin. I mean, he just stays on top of it and then crushes it back up the middle for a single.
4 out of the 6 innings, Orioles have gotten the leadoff man on. Ramirez came in, retiring 65% of leadoff batters.
And what it does, it sets up, they can't shift on Chris Davis. He's got, you know, again, they can't defend that right side of the infield as well.
Chris drew the walk in his last time up. Well, let's see what the Orioles can do with this leadoff situation. Infield shift on a double play depth. Chris shattered the bat right to short. Simmons. Double play. They'll got what they wanted right there. He was standing on the bag almost. 2 down. Make every day game day with the Orioles official Maryland license plate. To date, more than $130,000 raised for the community through the Orioles Charitable Foundation thanks to the sale of these plates. For information and to get yours, visit Orioles.com/plates. 2 down, nobody on. Strike taken by Trey Mancini. Double play and a ground ball out for him. That'll go to short again. Simmons. Yep, that's just an 8-pitch inning. As the Orioles get no runs on 1 hit and nobody left on, O's up 2-1. Masson is brought to you by American Standard Heating and Air. Go to MidAtlanticComfort.com for special offers and to find a dealer near you. With Jim Palmer, I'm Gary Thorne. Great to have you with us as we move towards the midnight hour back home. Orioles have the 2-1 lead. Angels, Orioles, game 2 tomorrow night. Jeremy Hellickson against Parker Bridwell. We'll be on the 9:30 O's Extra, 10 o'clock for the game on Masson 2. Dylan Bundy, very effective so far. Here's Maben, who had a leadoff single in the first inning. Maben will take it up high. Trout scored after leading off the 4th with a double. Sac fly by Calhoun ultimately brought him home. Maben started. Stays away from the breaking ball that is going to miss down low at 83 and a 2-0 count. Getting in crunch time in the middle of this ball game. And Bundy on target. Maben will take it. It's at the knees on the outside corner for a strike.
Yeah, a great way to get back into the count, and of course pitching coaches preach that. Dylan's certainly capable of that. Very good self-evaluator.
That's going to be a strike, and he comes back on him again to make it 2-2.
It's one of those hanging change-ups that you get the high call. You talked about Dana DeMuth. Favors the pitcher. There's a perfect example, because if you ask the Angels, you want to be hitting 2-2 or 3-1, they'd go, I think I'd like to be in the driver's seat.
2-2 delivery on the way, and that's a little low. Bundy trying to add to some good numbers. Another stretch for the Orioles starters. They've allowed 2 earned runs or less 8 times over the last 9 games. ERA 1.95. That ball in the air to right field. Did it pretty well. Playable near the warning track. And Rickert goes back to get it. 1 away here in the 6th inning. Reserve your seats for upcoming promotions, including a 25th anniversary Oriole Park replica ballpark, Orioles cap presented by Gap, an Orioles hooded sweatshirt, and much more. For tickets, go to Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. 1 down. And Trout will stand in. Trout with the double for his 1,000th hit in the 4th inning. He is 1 for 2. Extends his hit streak to 10 games. Trout will take the pitch inside. Well, obviously, 1-run ball game and ever dangerous at bat right here.
Yeah, 22 home runs and 15 here at home.
1-0 delivery. Wild cut on a pitch away. We were talking about Trout and Mickey Mantle. Now their numbers are so similar on this Trout's 26th birthday. OPS, he has 173. Mantle had 174. WAR number, Mantle had 52. Trout's got 53 at the age of 26.
Yeah, for his sake, hopefully he will stay healthier than Mickey did.
Yeah.
You know, Mickey had the osteomyelitis and then the knee injuries. And
2-1 delivery on the way, and that'll come inside. A 3-ball, 1-strike count.
But again, Mickey a switch hitter. And Trout hits from this side. Both amazing speed for Trout, a little bit bigger than Mickey.
Rips it down the line, curving, and it is a foul ball right to the short left field stands area.
Well, Gary, 3-1 count. He can look for what he gets, and I think Dillon got it in just enough that to get the good part of the bat on the ball. You're going to see the end of this hook line drive. Nice fumble recovery right there by the fan.
Home run wise, 9 players have had 600 or more. Rodriguez and Pujols the only ones who had more. At the age of 26, he will add another. Goodbye home run off the fair pole to tie the ball game up. Happy birthday.
Yeah, you know, you talked to guys in the locker room were telling me, hey, you threw a home run to Roberto Clemente. I said, yeah, a lot of guys threw home runs to him. I said you could throw him a pitch once, but don't do it again. Well, the slider, he struck him out the first time. And here the third time up after doubling on a fastball, he gets another slider to hit and hits a soaring fly ball to tie this game up.
23 home runs on the year for Mike Trout.
16th now.
22nd surrendered by Dylan Bundy.
You know, and again, it's just a slider, but it stays in the middle of the plate. It's just a matter if it's going to stay fair, and right about then it hits the foul pole, tie it up.
And here is Albert Pujols. Bundy's delivery to him will be outside. So right on cue, we were talking about those who had 600 or more home runs. Rodriguez and Pujols, the only ones who had more on their 26th birthday than Trout, and here on his birthday he adds one. And that's taken for a strike. 4 times now in his career he has hit a home run on his birthday. Celebrate. 1 ball, 1 strikeout. Pujols will foul that one back. So the Angels tie it up on their 4th hit of the ball game. The Angels are 13th in home runs in the American League. It's their 121st. Orioles have 160. 1-2 pitch by Bundy. Pujols really fooled way out in front. A 1-arm swing.
Oh, there's a good slider, and Trout got the more hittable one, and it is perfectly thrown. Already established the fastball down and away, and then he swings right through it very meekly. Yeah, velocity still at 94. Right? It's one of the best fastballs he's had all year. Average fastball on the year is, certainly good enough, but it's kind of average at 92. I mean, that's the major league average for starting pitchers.
2 down. Cole Calhoun stands in. Sac fly, RBI, and he has struck out. He'll take a breaking ball off speed. 2 down. Nobody on here in the 6th. The Angels come back to get it tied. Angels playing 500 balls since the All-Star break. They are 10-10. Orioles are 3 above 500 since the break. Pitches away. And the count will go to 2-0. Dylan Bundy, like so many before him and so many to come, enters the list of those who have surrendered homers to Mike Trout. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Hit hard and foul. Take a look. Here's a nice angle. Watch this home run come right at you off the foul pole camera.
And look how high it is. And then, of course, if you're pitching, you're hoping hook. And it doesn't.
That's why they extended those foul poles. Almost double the height.
Well, it's also a nice idea to have a camera.
Yes. And a great idea to extend it. Takes a lot of pressure off the third base or first base umpire on those mountainous shots. See how high that is. It used to be 2/3 of that or even half.
Well, again, with so many questionable calls, if you have that camera, you can also shoot right down the line.
Right there.
So let's see. Best Buy. Because I read something. It's $30 million to do that. I want to be in that business.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's change jobs.
I can do that. You give me the money and I'll go online and find some. And a swing and a miss. Again, Bundy, when he gets these strikeouts, they are tough. That is 9 strikeouts for Dylan Bundy, a new high this year and equals his career high.
A little toss right there after Beckham singles, and again right here. I mean, Cole Calhoun, great throw, but both runners advance, and then with a little looper for Joey Rickard right there, it's going to tie the game up 1-1. Adam Jones will come up, hits the deep sacrifice fly, and Trout makes a nice play keeping the runner Rickard at first. 2-2 ball game. Those are your Geico highlights. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save.
So the Orioles will have to come back. The ball game tied at 2-2. J.C. Ramirez given new life in the lead. First ball hitting popped up second base. And Beckham is retired. Coward hauls it in. 1 away here in the 7th inning. Well, we expected it to be a pitcher's ball game, and that's exactly what it is. And both the starters, no signs of slowing down. Seth Smith will take his time coming up, trying to give his starter a little more time with that big first pitch out recorded. A very important walk surrendered in the 5th inning. Smith picked it up. We'd come around to score. RBIs by Rickert, base hit, sac fly Jones. Gave the Orioles their 2 runs that are on the board. Delivery to be in the inside corner for a strike.
Well, take a look, and again, we talked about low run support. 10-9 record, though. Even Nova doesn't get a whole lot of runs. Irvin Santana, and then how about Chris Sale? Early on, of course, lately, a little different, but April pitched well, didn't get much to show for it.
Ripped into right field for a base hit. That had the sound of a hit. Smith makes a big turn on the bobble, but he'll go back to first base. So Seth's on with a 1-out single here in the 7th inning.
And of course, he played with the Mariners. They play a lot of games against the Angels, so he knows that Cole Calhoun has an arm. We already saw it a couple innings ago.
Well, the Orioles get the potential go-ahead on at first base. He rocketed this.
Yeah, it's a nice little curveball. I don't see many of these tonight. And there's the bobble, but right there, if you try, he's going to throw you out.
So Seth now 5 for 14. Start the month of August. Castillo has popped out and flied out. Wellington Castillo 1 for 14. The only at-bats he's had in this ballpark. And he asked for the timeout. Wellington back behind the plate as he and Caleb Joseph continue to share the duties. And put up the big numbers for catchers combined. Got that one right in the middle. That's going to be a base hit into left field. Maben up with it. Runner stops at second, and the Orioles have first and second and 1 out. Castillo's first hit.
Yeah, not that many balls hit hard. We've seen Scope hit a line drive. Beckham hit one to right field. But again, just the pitching to contact, and Harris has been pretty good tonight. But that ball in the middle of the plate, Wellington Castillo, who's now got an 8-game hitting streak, he's getting back on track offensively.
So let's see if Rickert can do it again. He drove in a run in the 5th inning with an RBI base hit. We'll take that for a strike.
Well, the impressive thing about it, Gary, was a 2-strike base hit. So, the ability as he gets more at bats at this level to put the ball in play.
Good contact hitter. We've seen takes a lot of pitches. Been one of the Oriole leaders. The number of pitches seen. That ball, another perfectly located pitch.
Yeah, they tried to come in with him, and he just kind of flared it over the shortstop's head. But Harris says, I'm not messing around here. It's about as good a slider as he's thrown all night, and we're here in the 7th.
Rickert has hit into only 5 ground ball double plays this year. With that speed, tough to double him up. 0-2 the count. And that's right there. Just fooled him on whatever he thought he was going to get.
Yeah, well, slider, and then 96. He gives up on it because it runs back. Great pitch. Right to the glove of Maldonado. Once again invoking the Earl Weaver. Don't hit in a double play, and he didn't. Well, it gets Jones to the plate. I mean, those are those kind of plays because, if you look at a lineup, Ramirez, even though apparently he's very well spoken coming out of Nicaragua, he's going, this is the guy I need to get out. I didn't get him out last time. But the Orioles saying, okay, if you get him out, now we got Adam Jones. And I'll take my chances here.
So let's see what the Orioles do with it. First and second. Adam up. Orioles 1 for 5. Runners in scoring position tonight. Fastball fouled back into the screen. Adam had a base hit in the 4th inning. Sacrifice fly in the 5th. And grounded out in his first at bat. Adam continues to produce the leadoff spot, of course, where he now is ensconced. The numbers he has put up there: .290, 24 games in the leadoff spot, 19 runs and 13 RBIs. Pitch, wanted it away, it came right into the middle, and he fouled it off.
Yeah, sometimes Maldonado's going to go out. Martin's going to go out and say, whoa, wait a minute, boy. You got away with that one. Sometimes he's kind of smiling. He knows it. Sometimes you hang them and they back up, and the hitter says, you know, Adam's saying that ball's going to break to the middle of the plate, and it didn't. You know, a little National League meeting, so to speak, where everybody comes in. What are we going to do now? Balbuena says, well, why can't I come over there?
Doing down and in at the 20. Huddle breaks up.
Yep.
This is just a rest period. We're seeing more and more of this. It's intentional. Give them more time. Stand on the mound. Regroup.
Well,
just
and
rest.
again, I mean, now they did that study down in Tampa. The longer you hold it over 25 seconds, you throw a little harder.
Way outside. Again, got it into the middle of the plate. And I mean, Maldonado that time wanted to pitch 2 feet out of the strike zone. And he didn't get it.
Yeah, they're just, I mean, you can see down the way, this ball just stays up and it's kind of towards the edge of the corner. And but again, it's more of a spinner, more hittable.
Count remains at 2 strikes. Not locating well on Adam. And then hits him.
Yeah,
so
again,
Adam will hit by a pitch, load him up.
Yeah, bullpen guy, you know, first start in, after 111 starts, out of the inning, and, you know, more comfortable away to righties. And when he does try to come in, here's your result. That'll load him up. And again, I mean, they're right somewhere in the hip area. Maybe, no, more like the belt bucket. Yeah, got the belt.
So the Orioles with a chance here with the sacks full. Right at belt level. There are 2 down. And here's Manny Machado 0 for 3 in the ball game. 3 on 2 away. Game tied. And Ramirez seems to have lost it here in the 7th inning. This ball is not going where he wants it to go.
Well, sometimes when you get tired, you drop the elbow. Get under everything. It didn't bother him on Rickard. 96 and low and away.
Runners get their leads. Came in, and that's deep, and that's back. Hey, goodbye, home run! A grand slam for Manny Machado. And the Orioles take a 6-2 lead. A starter who stayed in 1 batter too long.
Yeah, hurt by the error and the walk earlier for a couple of runs, and then you know, the 4th time up, you get to see all the pitches, what they're doing. And again, what's your approach? I'm going to hit it back up the middle, and then he throws him a slider, speeds the bat up, and 4 big ones on the board for the Orioles. Look at this.
Alexis Towson, drive of the game.
And there's your slider. And again, it's in the middle of the plate. Man, he stands so far off the plate, it looks like it's away. And right there, he knows it's gone. It's a matter of who's going to catch it in the bullpens.
Alexis Towson, the area's #1 volume Lexus dealer. 7 straight years. Come see why. LexusTowson.com. Manny gets his first Grand Slam of the year, his 4th career Grand Slam. And the Orioles jump on top.
Only the 5th home run thrown by Ramirez to right-handers. The lefties got him 15 times. So 1 swing of the bat.
Big blow. Ground ball to third. And the throw over to first base, and that will retire Jonathan Scope. But the Orioles get it done with a couple of singles and a hit batter, bringing Manny up with the bases loaded. He delivers the long ball. 7th inning stretch. Orioles up by 4. So Dylan Bundy giving something to work with as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Manny Machado. Our Hyundai summer clearance event. It's going on now at your Hyundai dealer. Visit buyhyundai.com today. And the pitch will be a called strike. So add one to Manny's totals. His 5th career grand slam. First one this year. 423 feet. Orioles now have 4 grand slams this season. And the pitch is foul back. Now remember, Manny's coming off a ball game yesterday in which he had 5 RBIs, single, double, home run, and another single. As he had 4 hits, 4 for 5 and 5 RBIs. So in 2 games he's had 2 homers and 9 runs batted in so far in the last 2 games. Bundy comes way inside, jackknifes him away. First bullpen action with Alvarez up.
Yeah,
Nobody was up in the last half inning.
They just recalled Jose Alvarez. Now they do have a left-hander in their bullpen.
What a big blast that was for the O's.
Even a bigger blast is to have a shutdown inning.
Breaking ball will be away. For our Maryland lottery contestant, Linda Lorfink, that's $500 for the home run.
And again, 92 pitches, every one of them because of the score of the game till that grand slam home run. So more like throwing 115 of them.
Simmons goes after it, fouls it away. A little late on the fastball.
Well rested bullpen for the Orioles, you would think. And again, trying to protect Dylan Bundy with the innings. They did it by backing him off 8 or 9 days. Came back, pitched his best game in months. There are a lot of options in the Oriole bullpen.
Simmons, 3-2 delivery to him, and another one that's going to be fouled away. Well, he's banging them off into the seat. Souvenirs. Simmons has hit now in 14 of the last 15 ball games. He's one of the hot bats in the lineup at 286. Adam Jones, the Heart and Hustle nominee from the Orioles. Simmons is the Heart and Hustle nominee from the Angels. Full count delivery on the way, and that one into right's going to be a base hit. We never got around on it to drive it to left field, but he got a base hit going the other way. Leadoff man on. RBI Baseball 2017 is out now for Xbox One, PS4, Android. You can enjoy it for fast-paced pick-up and play MLB action packed with all your favorite MLB teams, players, ballparks, and more. Your breakout MLB season is here. Better come ready to play. Learn more at rbigame.com. Better way to enjoy a game.
I knew that was coming.
We will conference now. Roger McDowell out.
Yeah, and then I think meanwhile the Orioles are going to get somebody up in their bullpen. People are scurrying around out there. Michael Gibbons.
Well, Gibbons will start warming up. And Bundy with the leadoff man on will face Valbuena, who has flied out to left field twice.
Well, again, anytime you hook up in a game and you're not used to pitching complete games and you're throwing, 95 pitches, it's more like a 105, 110 for both pitchers. And we saw what happened to Ramirez. 1 pitch, 4 runs.
Bundy's delivery will come inside.
And all I got to do is look at the radar gun. And this is where Earl Weaver loved the radar gun only because if a guy lost velocity, that's when he was going to the bullpen. And the velocity is down a little bit. Certainly workable, but again, they're trying to protect him. So those are the little things you look for. That and the command.
6-8-0 for the Orioles. 2-5-1 for the Angels. Bundy after win number 11. Over the top. And he fouled back by Valbuena.
Oh, big swing.
1 ball, 1 strikeout. Valbuena the start at third base. Done well against the Orioles. 274 lifetime hitter against the O's for the veteran Valbuena. Orioles, this would be a great way, obviously, to open up this road trip. Hang on and get a win here against the Angels. Runner off first base. 1-1 delivery on the way, and upstairs with heat.
Yeah, it's great to overswing if you get a pitch that's hittable, and he just chased ball 2 right out of the zone. Of course, that's what Dylan Bundy wants. Very quick to the plate. It's almost like I think he surprised him. A little slide step. And then up and in, very hard to get to. Boy, you'd love to be able to do what Ramirez has done all night long, which is get a double play ball. Throw the grounder at somebody.
1-2 delivery on the way to him, and he just chases. Chased 2 in a row. He said he did it once, we'll try it again, and he cooperated.
Well, 10 strikeouts.
2 career highs.
Again, a lot of movement. Of course, it helps out. I mean, the last 2 pitches definitely balls, but Valbuena swung at him. And they're looking for outs right here in the 7th with a 6-2 lead. And there's one of them.
So Dylan cruising along here. Runner at first base and 1 out. Drawn up. He has been a strikeout victim twice. He was numbers 3 and 6 of the 10 that Dylan has picked up in the ball game. Still looking for the ground ball double play right here and get out of the inning in a hurry. Over the top, foul back.
And a big home run swing.
1 ball, 1 strikeout.
Yeah, I think Dylan Bundy surprised him. You know, with the pitch mix, the velocity. You know, maybe throwing a little bit harder than maybe the scouting reports would tell you.
Because he can mix those pitches up, you can't guess. And you have to sit on something, and it's very hard to do with him when he's throwing the strikes with a number of those pitches.
Yeah, and he's also pretty fearless. He'll throw him at any count. You don't see too many starting pitchers in their first year that'll do that.
1 down, 1 on. Simmons the lead at first base. 2 ball, 1 strikeout. And again.
Yeah, there's that pitch you talked about.
Away.
Yeah, I mean, you know, C.J. Cron he's just saying, I know I'm going to get a fastball. I know I'm going to get a fastball. I know I'm going to get a fastball. Nope, I didn't get a fastball. And then the quality of the breaking ball. And that's what Dylan, when he has pitched well, has been able to do. When he's gotten in trouble, he'll throw the same pitch, maybe not executed quite as well, and then give up the long ball.
So Cron even at 2-2. Bounced it. Good stop made. And he'll hold the runner. Wellington Castillo kept that in front of him in the bounce.
Yeah, another slider. And Wellington saves the runner advancing. And when you make a pitch here, get a ground ball, and ability to still turn a double play.
Trying to work through 7. Can do that here. Not likely Bundy would come back out. Full count, 3-2. Simmons edging off first. See if he goes here. Does not. Down to third. Manny Machado backhands it. Scope. Here's the rifle. And they got him. Again, 5-4-3 on the double play. Ball hit hard. Manny made an outstanding stop. And then once you got it to Scope with that cannon for an arm, those double plays look a whole lot easier than they really are. Take a look at our on the do-ups as we come back. The Orioles will be looking at Davis, Mancini, and Beckham.
for the 11th time. That's not going to happen. The big swing, the grand slam by Manny Machado. Bases loaded in the 7th. And back from Salt Lake City, AAA affiliate Jose Alvarez, who's been in a lot of games. And again, was leading the American League in appearances when he was sent out. And again, you got a lot of injuries to your starters. Sometimes your bullpen used more than you would like. So again, not hard thrown. Nice little fastball slider. It's certainly been around. Started with the Tigers back in 2013. So the last 4 years with the Angels. A lot of games. But he's done a nice job. Not overpowering.
And the first pitch is popped way up in the air to short. Chris Davis will be retired as Simmons goes back to get it. And one away. Let's take a look at our Heritage Automotive road ahead. Heritage Automotive offering you 20 convenient locations throughout the Baltimore area. Visit them in store or online at heritagedealers.com. Orioles Angels 3-game set tomorrow night, and then the day game coming up. Nice and 2. Dylan Bundy, outstanding performance here in this one. Bundy is looking to set a new career mark in wins in his young career. He had 10 last year, went 10-6. Victory tonight will be number 11 for Dylan Bundy. And he's on the road to that right now. Here's Trey Mancini, who will take the pitch away for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. 8th inning. Pitcher dominated game. 1 big blow. Manny Machado's grand slam home run, 21st of the year. Mancini will take the pitch, and that's going to be down low as well. There he is. Boy, is he in him. Since the All-Star break, told you the big numbers are just piling up for him. And to have 5 RBIs yesterday and 4 more in this game. How's that for a 2-game set? 1 on the East Coast and 1 on the West. That one fouled back out of play.
Yeah, I don't really think that it really matters where he's hitting. Yeah, you know, 0 for 3, and then you get a chance to come up, tie ball game, and with 1 swing, the Orioles put 4 runs on the board, and at least have a 6-2 lead going into the 8th.
Alvarez delivery is going to miss.
Yeah, the thing about Alvarez, you know, you figure, well, how do you not have a lefty in your bullpen? Because they didn't until they recalled him. But his numbers, you know, batting average, what, 241 against lefties, but 5 of the 6 home runs. Well, the long ball has hurt him.
3 ball, 2 strike count here. Trey Mancini will lift one into the seats foul.
He keeps messing around up and away. He may hit one of the seats that's fair.
Outfield shaded to right. Big gap in left center for Trey. Beckham on deck. And went way upstairs that time and gets a strikeout.
Yeah, it's going to slap his back because you know he chased ball 4. They kind of get in the mode. They're trying to go in. He misses by a couple of feet, but it's effective because kind of what Valbuena did for Dylan Bucky, chased out of the zone twice in a row.
Two down, nobody on. Here's Beckham. Jim Beckham just keeps rolling along, a hit per game or more, generally more, for the Orioles. Came in with the 6-game hit streak, added another to it with a base hit in the 5th. So Beckham, first player, modern baseball since 1900, to record this many hits and home runs in the first 5 games, and continues to put up the numbers that set new marks for hits and runs and extra base hits for a player joining a ball club.
Well, the Orioles kind of knew about him because of, again, playing the same division as the Rays. He knew, very athletic guy. Never stole a lot of bases, but high ball hitter, home run pop. I don't think anybody saw 14 for 24 coming,
including Beckham. 278 hitter off left-handers this year. He hits real well both ways, and he's taking, and it will be in there for a strike. 3 ball, 1 strike count. The Orioles up. Taking a look at the left-hander out of the bullpen. Ramirez, their starter, out of there after the grand slam home run by Manning. That one to second base on the backhand. Howard's throw is there in time. And the Orioles are retired 1-2-3. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Dylan Bundy back out. Miller time brought to you by Miller Lite.
Well, Dylan Bundy trying to win for the 11th time. I mean, it's like going to the breakfast aisle in your grocery store. You're going to get the variety pack. 10 strikeouts of all different kinds, shapes, and varieties right here. Fastballs and sliders, and there's a great slider. Curveball, another slider. One of those nights, and with a nice little fastball to back it up. So he will leave with a 6-2 lead. Well, Mike Trout on his birthday double, scores a run, home run. Other than that, really pitched very well. And again, no walks. So Michael Gibbons will come on. You can see the numbers, 7-1. Did get his first loss against the Tigers. Came in to protect a 2-1 lead. Kevin Gausman left and ran into some trouble. Grand slam home run by Justin Upton. But having, again, another really good year. And let's see if he can kind of turn it around and get back on track.
Bottom half of the 8th inning. Craig Gentry's come on to play in left field. Seth Smith out of there. Givens delivery on the way, and that'll be in there for a strike. 8, 9, and 1 due up. Martin Maldonado, their catcher, 0 for 2, 0 for his last 13. Michael Givens will miss up high with it. Givens last year appeared in a couple of games against the Angels. No runs, 3 hits, 3 in the 3rd innings. He owns a lifetime a 1-0 mark against them. First time he pitched against them was last year. Givens delivery, high heat at 96. Foul tipped into the mitten.
Yeah, again against the Tigers, single walk, and then a first pitch slider to Justin Upton that stayed in the middle of the plate, and all of a sudden 2-1 became 5-2, which would be the score the Orioles lost. Otherwise,
1-2 pitch.
You can see, I mean, there's no problem, but the velocity at 98.
Came in with heat again. That one fouled back. Maldonado was looking for it. Didn't square it up. And a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Angels had been on an offensive tear. Bundy is, in his performance, kind of shut it down. They had been scoring 7 or more runs in a ball game. Last 16 contests, 7 or more 9 times. Made up the average in runs scored by a half a run a game over that stretch.
And then you go, what, the 20 games before that, they were averaging a little under 3.
Yep.
So they've been on one of those hot streaks.
2-2 delivery in the air again, heading over into the seats, and that will be foul.
Well, what you want to do here, you want to make them put the ball in play at 2-2. Don't want to go 3-2. Again, I mean, stuff-wise, Michael Gibbons is about as good as it gets. Coward waiting on deck. And they'll take a free pass. So just don't run it to 3-2 and take a chance of walking.
2-2 delivery. Another squeegee out there. And the play made easily by Scope. And one away. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Larry Thorne, Jim Palmer with you here for the opener. Right back tomorrow night. And Machado, the big story with a grand slam home run, 7th inning. Again, the Orioles scoring runs late in games.
Well, how about the play made off the bat of Cron to turn that double play?
It's been the kind of game the Orioles, any team would look for. You had great starting pitching. You've had some outstanding defensive plays. Had a big inning, big bat by a player you rely on to do that. And now you've got your outstanding bullpen to try and finish it off. Fouled away. Caleb Coward at the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike count with 1 down. Their number 9 hitter at first base. Maven waiting on deck. Michael Gibbons looking for a clean inning here in the 8th. Deals will just miss away for a ball.
And that's a little idea right there. And pitch count this year has come down about a pitch per inning. And those are the kind of important things because a lot of times you are asked to pitch on back-to-back nights. So if you can stay around, and it's at pitch 10 now, 6 strikes, 4 balls. And thought he might have gotten that pitch. Missed inside apparently.
Three-one delivery on the way. What he didn't want to do. That is the first walk picked up by the Angels.
Yeah, Valentin Castillo coming out because Gibbons is not happy with the calls. Maybe 2 of those last pitches could have been strikes.
By the way, on Dylan Bundy, new career high we talked about with the 10 strikeouts, the no walks. That's the 2nd time this year Dylan Bundy has pitched 7 innings in a game and not surrendered a walk. He did it in the opener, his season opener against Toronto. And now again here tonight. He has done it one other time, Tampa Bay. That was just a 4-inning performance, though, where he did not surrender a walk in a start. So Cameron Maben with a runner on at first base. He's had a base hit, 1 for 3. Pitch taken for a strike. Angels needing base runners. Maben willing to take one there, hoping to get ahead of the count early. It didn't happen.
Well, that's why they were elated to get the base on balls. Anyway, to try to get back into this game, and of course, who's on deck, the birthday boy, Trout.
A 1 delivery on the way, check swing, and that one misses. And it'll go to 1 ball and 1 strike. There's Trout. He's already delivered a homer, singles, double rather, scored twice.
And Maven, one of these guys, he hits the ball everywhere, so it's hard to defend. He's got great speed, as you mentioned, 25 steals, and he's got 20 hits now to right field.
He'll go to right field again. That one's going to go back towards the warning track. Plenty of room. Rickert there to get it. Runner is already down to second. Will come back. Maven is retired for the 2nd out of the inning.
Did you see the note? And you see most of them, the zone ratings on outfielders, and Joey Rickert in the top 5, maybe 3rd or 4th. In this article in the Baltimore Sun last week, saying he said, I didn't know that. I just try to get better every day, and he's done a nice job of that.
That's why Buck says the defensive alignment he can put out there with Rickert in right field and either Gentry or Smith in left gives the Orioles tremendous coverage and makes work easier for Adam Jones in center. So Mike Trout, 23rd home run in the 6th inning, the double and a run scored in the 4th, and called out on strikes, extends his hit streak through 10 games with his performance here tonight. Evans and Castillo chat, 2 down and a runner at first base. Trout has faced Givens a couple of times. He's gone 0 for 2. Runner goes. Trout takes. No throw. Stolen base. Trout. Got a big jump on Michael Givens.
Yeah, again trying to get Trout out with 2 outs, and the huge jump you were talking about.
Now a runner at second, 2 down. That one's going to be a strike called up high. Trout backed off on it. For Trout against the Orioles, it's only the 40th game that he has played against the O's. .278 average, and has hit a dozen home runs against Oriole pitchers. Givens not wanting to give him anything to go after, and Trout not going after what's being given.
Well, again, I mean, he's already walked 52 times this year. His on base percentage, I mean, amazing, .463. So he will take the walk, and he knows who's on deck.
Here's the 3-1 delivery on the way, and he tried to hold up. Foul ball off it. 3-2.
Well, again, 94 up and away. And
Brock for the Orioles in the bullpen.
well, the pitch count at 20.
Coward off second base. 3-2 pitch. Fouls that one the other way. Trout holds the count at 3-2. One of the game's true superstars, and you got to have them to sell the game, and Trout's certainly one of them. Manny Machado's another. The younger, bright lights of baseball. 3-2 pitch on the way, and a silo shot to the moon. Givens is under it. He's got to get out of there, and it'll be handled by Davis at first base for the out. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. Orioles lead. Westward ho. Well, the roster overflows with Richards. Dodgers 6 players to the All-Star game, 8 players, 10 or more home runs. Added 4-time All-Star Yu Darvish. Bullpen led by their closer Kenley Jansen. The team is undefeated when leading after 8 innings. LA Times says onward. Seattle setup man we talked about earlier, David Phelps. He left the game with a right elbow discomfort Sunday. Is going to be examined in Seattle today. Do not have a report on that yet. Oakland's defense committed 2 more errors Sunday. They've increased their total to 92. That is the most in the major leagues. Orioles, of course, will see Seattle and Oakland. And the O's flag being displayed proudly here in Anaheim.
Yeah, I think Oakland would rather at least go back to their 5-run 8th inning yesterday than their defense.
Ooh.
When they came back and won. Yeah.
Pitch taken down low for a ball. Orioles batting top of the 9th inning, leading it by a score of 6-2. Craig Gentry getting his first at bat, coming on as the defensive replacement. Take that one. That's going to be in there for a strike.
Of course, Greg coming back to the big leagues down in Texas. Got the walk-off hit the other night.
Starting August with a couple of hits, 10 at bats. That's all he's had so far this month. And he'll tick that one foul right at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strike count on Gentry, to be followed by Castillo and Rickard. Right back at you tomorrow night, game 2 of the set. 9:30 for O's Extra, 10 o'clock for the ball game on Masson 2. Jeremy Hellickson and Parker Birdwell. Pitch on the way, and that pitch is going to be inside. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Alvarez, left-hander, on in relief of Ramirez. Get it in, the ball driven to right. Calhoun puts it away. 1 down, 9th inning. Wellington Castillo picked up a base hit in the 7th. Helped to set up the grand slam for Manny. With 1 away, Smith got a base hit. Castillo got a base hit. And then Adam Jones got hit by a pitch as Ramirez started to be all over the place with his pitches. And Manny, with the bases loaded, delivered the salami. Pitch is going to be in there for a strike. Castillo off the lefties at 324. Solid average off lefties. Not bad against righties, 269, but obviously substantially higher against the southpaws. The 0-1 pitch fouled right straight back. Season series last year, the Orioles won it 4-2. And as we said, this is the first time these teams have gotten together this year. 0-2 by the southpaw. That'll be fouled back into the screen as well.
Yeah, every once in a while. I always wondered how some years you play 6. Like last year, they played Orioles 1-2 here, 2 at home, but only played 6 games. Some years it's 7. I don't know if it's just the way
it's that unbalanced schedule. Yeah. 0-2 pitch on the way to him, and he's going to get a base hit into right field. Castillo just reaching for it right off the end of the bat, and just enough giddy up on it to get over the glove of Coward at second base. So a 2-hit ball game, 2 for 4 for Castillo.
Yeah, again, a nice approach. Again, 2 strikes. You're just trying to put it in play, and when he does, there's Coward's aborted effort. Nice one, though.
So Castillo gets his 20th multi-hit ball game.
Well, it just seems, again, he had the shoulder and neck injury from the WBC, and had sorted injuries, and now that he's kind of sharing the catching with Caleb Joseph, hitting again, probably better and more rested. And then when you get the lefty, you can actually play both of them. With a DH, Wellington can DH, and Caleb could catch.
Joey Rickard, runner at first base, 1 down. Rickard's had a solid night. RBI base hit, stole a base, a couple of strikeouts. Joey too has solid numbers against the left-hander. Rickard going 287 off lefties and 226 off righties at the start of the ball game. Castillo on at first base, 1 down. Rickard launches one to center. Trout will go back. Runner halfway. He'll also go back. 2 down. Orioles baseball on Masson is brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Runner remains on at first for Adam Jones. Adam base hit, RBI sac fly, hit by a pitch, scored. Another big night in the leadoff spot for him, even though it's just a 1 for 2. Wellington Castillo at first will be held. Drawn first baseman. Step off the bag in front of him. 1 hop. Force out at second base. Simmons to Cowart. No runs on 1 hit, no errors. 1 left on. Orioles 3 outs away from a win here in Anaheim. Game 2 of this 3-game sets tomorrow. Jeremy Hellickson takes the mound against Parker Birdwell. Our coverage on Masson 2 begins at 9:30. O's Extra presented by Jeep. Game coverage at 10. All the access you need right here on Masson. Orioles hope it's going to be a chance to get 2 in a row. Gentry's going to go. Rickards going to go to left field, and Gentry's going to go to right.
So now they got it. Well, they have it left and right. Rock comes in. Last pitch on Saturday night, an inning and 2/3, and again did a nice job at a lot of pitches. So again, another very good year. Closer when Zach Britton was hurt, did a great job out of the bullpen. 36 pitches on Saturday against the Tigers, and look at that number again. If you're coming in with inherited runners, kind of important to be able to get the first batter out. He's done a nice job of that.
He will face Albert Pujols to lead off the bottom of the 9th inning. Pujols a 2 for 5 off Brad Brock. Goes after the first pitch. Adam Jones will line it up in center. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Yeah, kind of amazing. You know, make the perfect pitch, knee-high fastball down and away. When he struggled, he's always been able to go back there. I mean, he's got a nasty slider and he's got a great changeup, so he's got really 3 pitches out of the bullpen, and that's why he can be so effective.
Oriole pitchers have dominated this game. Calhoun stands in. Givens worked an inning, 1 walk. The Angels have left only 3 on base, and only 1 of those in scoring position. That was in the 8th inning when Cowart stole second after he picked up a walk. RBIs have come sac fly, Calhoun, and the home run by Trout. Otherwise, it's been all about the O's. Dylan Bundy on the verge of winning his career high 11th. He will be 21-14 for his career overall when this one ends. 2 runs, 5 hits over 7 innings, no walks, and a new career high 10 strikeouts. Pitch will be on the outside corner for a strike. Calhoun 0 for 2 in that sac fly, and he has struck out in that 0 for 2 both times. One ball, one strike count.
Yeah, there was a changeup. So he's been late on the fastball all night long. I mean, strikeout number 2, strikeout number 9, fastballs away from Dylan Bundy. So again, you see one pitch before this, and then you think you don't read the good changeup. It just goes straight down. Really sells it with great arm speed, and all of a sudden you're down to the count 1-2.
And that one's going to miss a little bit up high.
Pretty much right where the glove of Wellington Castillo was.
Orioles are going to be 5-2 in the month of August. Angels will be 4-3 going into game 2 of this set tomorrow. 2 ball, 2 strike delivery, and a big chopper. Davis got a switch. Oh yeah, I can do that. That's the quarterback underhanded pass right there. Davis, a great glove play, and that had to make a tough little pitch.
Well, you get the Baltimore chop right here, and I think we realize that, again, a very good first baseman, but the only way I can play this is to charge it. And not only does he charge it, he backhands it, and then the underhand flip. And again, one of those flips, you give Brad Brock plenty of time to not only catch it, but also find the bag for the second out here in the 9th.
Well, the Orioles a pretty complete ball game. Here is Simmons. He'll take the pitch for a strike. Orioles will reach 500, 56-56 with a victory tonight. They gain ground on everybody, as there are no other teams in the East playing tonight. And the pitch goes all the way to the backstop. So the Orioles will move to within 7 of the Red Sox, who lead the division. More importantly, in that wild card race, they separate themselves a little bit from the Angels, as they were only separated by a half game coming into this in the race for the number 2 spot. Pitch is down low.
And how, everybody says, well, you got to leapfrog this team and that team, and yeah, but you know how you take care of that, as you know, Gary. Just keep
beat them.
Yeah, beat them and win.
That's why this road trip's so important, because the Angels are right behind them by a half game starting today. Seattle's right in front of them by a game, and then you've got Tampa Bay a half a game out.
Well, then I think at least the scoreboard way over there on the left, Kansas City lost again.
Yep.
11-3. St. Louis beat it.
Kansas City's hold on that second wild card spot has been tenuous at best. And the pitch down low. So Brock surrenders the walk with 2 away here in the 9th inning. Simmons gets it on for the 3rd time.
Well, again, you can see, Buck's not happy about that. Buck Showalter, as Britton gets up, only because it elevates the pitch count. And this time of the year, Brad Brock in tons of games this year. Try to be as efficient as you can be, especially with a 4-run lead. And walking's not part of that.
1 on, 2 down, shift on. Valbuena flied to left twice, struck out. Runner will go. A defensive indifference, a fielder's choice. And Valbuena with a 1-0 count. So Tampa Bay has moved into the tie with Kansas City for the second wild card spot in the American League. Everybody gets back into action tomorrow. And a visit to the mound.
Yeah, maybe as simple as discussion. Okay, you got 3 above average pitches. Which one do you want to throw for a strike? Throw for a strike.
Valbuena with a 1-0 count. Orioles have out-hit the Angels 9-5. 4-2 advantage on the scoreboard. Swing and a miss, may have foul tip, but it's in the mitt and by him.
Yeah, and again, if you're in the bullpen, you kind of watch the other at bats. Dylan Bundy had a real good fastball tonight, a couple of fly balls to left, and then he chased out of the zone for Dylan's 10th strikeout. And you go, okay, how do I throw compared to Bundy? I have that kind of velocity.
That one popped up, should come down and end the game. And will. Manny Machado there to put it away. Valbuena is retired, and that will do it as the Orioles have come away with a victory to open up this 10-game road trip. Manny Machado's big blast, the grand slam. Bundy 11-8 the winner. Ramirez takes the loss. He is 10-10 on the year. Game 2 coming up tomorrow night. Jeremy Hellickson against Parker Bridwell. Our coverage on MASN 2, 9:30. O's Extra presented by Jeep. And our game coverage will be at 10 o'clock. Tonight's telecast has been a presentation of MASN. And Tom and Rick are standing by. It's the late night duel with the late night redo of how the Orioles won it. They'll be coming along right now. Jim Palmer and all of our crew, I'm Gary Thorne. Adieu.